Hey everybody, it's Christine up for simple stories today using the Summer Farmhouse collection. My layout today is inspired by this pocket on the cut apart cards in the collection. So I am going to start off by creating a pocket. I pulled this blue denim piece out of the 6x8 paper, and then I just hand cut myself a template for a pocket. And I am going to go ahead and use that to create a pocket. You can see that the stitching already kind of lends itself to the look of a pocket. And I was inspired by that specific look. So I decided to take it and build that as a design element into my whole layout. I didn't go to my electronic cutting machine or anything. I just kind of figured it out on my own, figured out the shape and such. Now, I love the faux stitching on it, but I wanted to add some texture, so I decided to go ahead and add my own stitching onto it. Also, there wasn't stitching along the bottom because this wasn't actually meant to be a pocket initially, so I decided to do that, add that in, and make it look full on like a pocket. I do love the little phrase that's on it, and I'm going to use that actually as my title. So not only is this a design element, but it's going to make it into my title work as well. I am just using a little poker to make holes all the way across, not following any specific spacing, just eyeballing it. And it's a little tough on this paper, partially because it's all one color and also because it's already got the faux stitching on there. So you'll see I flip it over and I use both sides to double check things. And then I'm just going to do a simple back stitch all the way around. It didn't take too long because it was a pretty simple design, probably 15-20 minutes. And that's time consuming in the big scheme of things, but what I like to do when I'm doing something like that, stitching that doesn't require me to be creative or think too hard, is I like to either listen to an audiobook or turn on the TV and catch up on something on Netflix. And then I get it knocked out, but don't feel like I'm just sitting there staring at stitching the whole time. But just a simple way to add some really cool texture to your layout. Next thing I'm going to do is pull out some different patterned papers and build on this. So this is a really pretty floral paper that comes in the Summer Farmhouse collection, and I'm just going to create a vertical border on both sides of my layout. Then I'm going to use the washi tape to add to that border and add a pop of red. This is a really pretty gingham washi tape that with the lighter brown background that I've got going on, it didn't need any white or anything behind it to show its true colors. Just a nice accent for the layout. Then I'm going to begin to build onto this. Now, as you saw in the beginning, the pocket that it was inspired by had flowers coming out of it, and I'm going to roll with that. I liked that look a lot and wanted to build upon it. I'm going to put this pocket on there flat. However, because of the stitching, it will have a little bit of dimension to it still and kind of not lay completely flat. So that makes it have a kind of a unique effect. And then I'm going to add on my picture as well, but my picture I am going to pop up, and you can see I added some 3D foam adhesive tape onto that. I wanted the picture to really pop off the page, and so by doing that, I was able to make it pop a little bit more. You can see I'm using my T-ruler right now to make sure the pocket is on there nice and straight. You can also tell from my voice that my allergies are awful today. Welcome to spring, huh? So I'm sorry if my voice sounds a little cracky and whatever, but not a whole lot you can do. It's spring in Ohio. So carrying on, I am going to use just a ton of different elements for my flowers. I am going to use cardstock stickers. I'm going to use the 4x6 sticker book. I'm going to use chipboard stickers. I'm going to use ephemera. Basically, I went through and I was like, where are flowers? I'm going to use as many of them as I need to make it work. Most of these do have a white outline on them, so that was consistent throughout. And I really like the ones with a white outline most of the time because I feel like it helps to make them pop off the page a little bit more than they do if they don't have that white border on them. You can see that on some of these, I'm adding additional adhesive just to make sure they're super solid. Some of them I'm popping up with 3D foam stickers. And basically, I'm just going for what is just enough, but not too much on the flowers. I want things to have a really light-hearted, springy look without looking like a crowded, jumbled mess. So that's the look I'm going for. Spring without being crowded. Uh, this is a fun collection from Simple Stories. As you can see, it doesn't have real traditional summer springy colors. It's got all the primary colors in there, but it's also got pastels, and it just makes for a really unique collection. Definitely has a great feel to it. The stickers and such are definitely a summer feel. So as I talk about how I'm wanting it to look springy or summery, I kind of, you lump all those flowers and sunshine and butterflies and all that into both seasons, really, which is kind of a nice thing with scrapbooking. With either one of those, you could make them work for either season, and this definitely can work for both. Not like where fall or winter have very distinct design elements. Otherwise, spring and summer kind of work for both. So just a fun collection, like I said, and lots of elements. Now, you can see I am wrapping things up. I am going to build a little bit on the bottom. I'm going to add a yellow stripe there along the bottom of patterned paper just because I felt like it was a little bare down there. And then I'm going to build some clusters of flowers, just small tiny clusters right there, and also up at the corner of my picture. I'm also going to add in just a couple of little word stickers down at the bottom, again, to just add a little bit more there. And that will basically complete my whole design. I do have a few enamel dots that I want to add on, but all in all, complicated design elements, but not necessarily a complicated design, right? There's not a ton going on in actual design of the page, but the elements, like the pocket especially, are a little more complicated. All that said, you don't need any fancy tools. All you need is the products to be able to make this work. And you definitely can make the flowers work by fussy cutting some of the patterned papers as well. You don't have to necessarily have every single one of the stickers and such. I mean, of course, I think they're wonderful, so you may want them all. But that said, if you don't have them all, you can definitely fussy cut from one of the papers and make it work. So no real fancy tools or any of that required for this layout. I do have to say, as a member of the Simple Stories design team, I've gotten to work with a lot of their collections lately, and I've worked with a lot of their collections over the years. This one is hands down one of my favorites. I'm not going to say the favorite because I couldn't even possibly narrow that down, but it is definitely one of my favorites. Love all the elements in it, love the colors, love the designs, just so many great pieces available within this collection. Thank you so much for stopping by today, and I hope that everyone is staying healthy. I know states are starting to open back up, and I hope that you are staying healthy and enjoying some time with your family and not going too stir crazy, and maybe even starting to get out a little bit. We will see you again next time. Have a great day.